She was always at the center of the game, center stage, the center of our family. In a game of kickball, Mom would always bend the rules to make sure the little ones got to base. My sister Maureen came across this video last month. Our mom, at the age of 80, in the early stage of Alzheimer's, struggling to bat, confused about the rules of the game. Her grandchildren were bending the rules to make sure Grandma got to base.
Go walkers! Go walkers!
At the annual Walk to End Alzheimer's, I sometimes see that look of confusion. Lost souls struggling to recognize the loved one who is holding their hand. But I also see a look of optimism. Thousands of people raising hundreds of thousands of dollars to fund cutting-edge research and the services that support nearly 250,000 Ohio families living with Alzheimer's. A promise garden of flowers, blue if you have Alzheimer's, yellow for caregivers, orange for supporters, purple for those of us who lost someone we love. And this year, the single white flower, the flower of hope, carried by a boy who carries his grandmother in his heart.
It's horrible watching her die slowly, and it's horrible watching her life fade away every time I visit her.
So it's hard because he doesn't ever remember her like she was. He was too young to know all the things that she did with him and for him. It's really heartbreaking. He just knows her now.
He just knows her now, unable to walk or talk or recognize the people she once loved. She is on the journey through Alzheimer's. I'm Colleen Marshall. Thank you for joining us tonight as we share the stories of families who are on that journey, look at research and testing, and answer your questions. On our phone lines tonight, experts ready to help your family at 614-821-4444. You can also join the discussion with experts on our website at NBC4i.com. For years, Alzheimer's activists in Ohio lobbied lawmakers at the State House at the annual Memory Day, asking them to develop some kind of a state plan to help the growing number of Ohio families dealing with Alzheimer's. Ohio was the only state in the nation with no Alzheimer's support plan until last month.
In Ohio, unfortunately, we didn't act so fast. And now that we're starting to see the demographic shifts, things are changing.
Lawmakers finally passed a plan to form an Alzheimer's and dementia task force, and the state can learn now from the mistakes of others.
Some states have put a plan in place and haven't really followed it. It's set on a shelf. That's not going to happen here.
Vince McGrail helped lead activists from all over Ohio who spent years lobbying for help for families who were spending years in medical crisis.
It's a long journey. As you know, it's a long journey. It's such a emotional drain, financial drain on families. It's really hard for people who have not been in the middle of it to understand what that's like.
By early in the new year, the task force will get to work.
The task force is chaired by the Ohio Department of Aging, and it's vice chaired by the Ohio Department of Health. That's unique, and no other state in the country has that type of leadership at the top, per se, on their task force that'll create a state plan in Ohio.
It will include stakeholders, care facilities, the Alzheimer's Association, family caregivers, those living with Alzheimer's, including those 60 and under, living with early onset of the disease.
Individuals who may be 60 years old will be on this task force to say, hey, I'm 60 years old and I was basically, I got dementia. And I have to have a conversation with you guys to say, hey, look, this is what it means to be 60, unable to work, and live with a disease like this.
Trey Addison was chief lobbyist for Ohio's long-awaited task force bill.
The fight is personal. My great-grandmother died of dementia. My great-great-aunt has dementia. My grandfather has early onset dementia. So the fight is personal. And when I took this job, I said that. This is a personal fight, and we're going to get over the finish line.
The task force will look toward the future, identifying needed services and supporting cutting-edge research for this organic brain disease. But there could also be hope in the tried and true: exercise and diet, an old formula being applied in a new way for people living with Alzheimer's. Diet and exercise. You know how important they can be to your good health. But aggressive exercise and a farm-fresh diet aren't usually associated with Alzheimer's care. At Kemper House, it's mandatory.
When you have somebody that has organ damage, and that's what dementia is damage to the brain, they're not able to compensate if they're not exercising or not eating healthy.
It's a more expensive process, requiring a larger staff, more equipment, improved food storage, and pricier fresh menu items.
A lot of leafy greens, berries, fruits, vegetables, a little bit of fish, poultry, and really it just stays away from processed foods, sugars, fried foods, those type of things.
There's group exercise, but also targeted individual workouts.
The single exercise activities are more to stimulate the mind as well as make them use their body as well to do those tasks. So you're affecting both their cognitive function and enhancing them physically as well.
It's a lifestyle focus, movement and healthy foods to improve quality of life and hopefully delay the relentless progress of a heartless disease.
The problem with that is there's no big studies, because somebody can't trademark kale or walnuts or a healthy diet. So there's no company that's going to spend a lot of money on a large study to say that this works.
No large-scale studies, but there is anecdotal evidence that those living with Alzheimer's are better off when they are moving and eating well. Did you know half of all Americans over the age of 85 are living with Alzheimer's? It is the 6th leading cause of death in America and the only one in the top 10 with no known cause, no known cure. If you have questions about that, we have answers on our Call 4 line right now. Volunteers from Senior Star at Dublin Retirement Center, the Central Ohio Area Agency on Aging, and from the Alzheimer's Association. You can also join the discussion and ask questions at our live chat. We have experts from the Alzheimer's Association in our newsroom right now. Click the link at NBC4i.com on our homepage and you can join that chat. Stay with us for quite a connection as adults living with Alzheimer's share an art class with children, and they are all better off for it. Fifth graders at Wycliffe Elementary School in Upper Arlington welcome some new students to their art class this year, but the newcomers graduated from high school decades ago. It's a project promoted by the Central Ohio Alzheimer's Association, pairing people living with Alzheimer's with people who are still learning to live.
It looks like it's brighter up here and it gets darker.
The Art Elementary. The lessons, life-changing.
Sometimes I'll ask a question and he'll help me do it. And just when we were over there, he asked me what color to pick, and I just said blue, because blue's a nice color.
These kids are so smart, and they work so hard at it, and they have a lot of fun.
And you have fun too.
It's great to be around them, really.
Each week throughout the school year, this class welcomed adult students who are learning to live with a disease that in so many ways is taking them back to childhood. What's it been like having adults in your art class this year?
Well,
They need a lot of help, don't they?
it's totally different. It's totally different than a regular art class. You're working with them and you're talking with them. You're not just doing art. It's much more fun. You like talk about things.
At the beginning of the school year, a helper from the Alzheimer's Association explained the disease to the children.
So this just fit really nicely with the class's understanding of the fact that even young kids can give back.
They're more than well behaved, you know, they're so helpful. Gigi's taken me under her wing.
She helps you
She
out.
likes the limelight, you can see that.
And it's amazing to see that when we step back and fade into the background, the kids just intuitively know what to do. They're not judging, they're not evaluating, they're not measuring you up the way we sometimes do with other adults. They just engage with you with their natural curiosity and their helpfulness, and so it kind of makes a perfect match.
It's been really cool because it's art, and art is so much fun. And also, it's fun to hang out with people during the school day because it kind of lightens the mood because you have to do like math, which some people in our class love. But being able to do art with adults is fun.
He likes being with the kids, and he really looks forward to coming. He's built a relationship with Zoe last year, and he continues that this year. And it makes him smile when I tell him we're coming.
They are coming to class to learn to paint and to learn to live with their new, unplanned, unexpected future.
His comment is, well, my father had it and it didn't let it bother him, and I'm not going to let it bother me.
I'm going to miss you, Chuck. You've been a great Alzheimer's friend to all of us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, Alzheimer's is more common in the elderly, but at least 5% of those living with the disease have early onset Alzheimer's, meaning it's developed before the age of 60. And symptoms can appear in people as young as 30. We have resources here. If you have questions about Alzheimer's, the early warning signs, you can call 614-821-4444. And you can join our live chat, too. Click on NBC4i.com's homepage, and you can join in. Well, a doctor at Ohio State developed a test, a way to track your cognitive abilities that you can take at home. We're going to have that doctor with us when we come back. We are joined right now by Dr. Douglas Share, one of America's leading Alzheimer's researchers. We are lucky to have him with us. He's right down the street at The Ohio State University. And you developed something called the SAGE test that we did a story on when it first came out 10 years ago. Tell us what the SAGE test is.
So it's a way to diagnose, really not diagnose, but identify cognitive issues. So it's a pen and paper test. You just answer questions and it tests your thinking. And it tests right side, left side, front and back part of the brain. And its purpose is to identify people early because, as you know, for Alzheimer's disease in particular, the earlier you identify any medical condition, the earlier you identify it, the better chance you have to be helped by medications.
And you really just download this test and you can take it at home and then you take it to your doctor and you do it each year when you have your annual exam. And really the point is for your doctor to track where you are. Is that right?
Correct. So your doctor can do it at the office or you can download it for free. It's a pen and paper test and take it out and hand it to your doctor. They can track over time. It's a wonderful way to say you're doing really well or not. And we found that if you do it every year, that we can identify people much earlier when they're dropping from their normal, everyone has a different normal, to they're having more cognitive issues. And this would tell the doctor, let's investigate.
Especially if it's a sudden drop. Now, how many times has this test been downloaded already?
Last I heard it was over 2.3 million.
And just today, what happened?
Well, we put on the French version. All of you Francophones out there.
So if you want to take it in French, you can do that now. But really, you have it in multiple languages because you've presented this at Alzheimer's conferences around the world, haven't you?
Yes, I have. Yes.
And what's the reception been? I mean, are people, in one way it sounds simple, but in another way, it can be life-changing, can it?
It can, and it is being picked up a lot of different places. Just for example, in France, why we had this French version come out, a leading researcher in France, in Paris, is starting to use it in a study for his Alzheimer patients. And so it's spreading a little bit across Europe, and because people are finding some advantage to it and some help in identifying individuals early.
And I know every year if we mention this test, it is one of the most requested things that we put on the air for our audience. Are you proud of yourself where this has come? And again, you aren't making a dime on this, are you? Do you regret that?
My dean regrets it, I think. But I really want to help people, and it pays back more in dividends just from helping individuals get diagnosed early. And there's a digital version that if you want to pay some money, you can do it digitally. And so that one is cost, but the pen and paper one is free.
All right, we thank you, Dr. Douglas Shorey. And we want to remind you that we have a link to that test. It's called the SAGE test, SAGE, on our website, NBC4i.com. And when you are there, you can also join in this live chat with experts from the Alzheimer's Association. You can call and ask questions about Alzheimer's, the association, their programs, the Central Ohio Area Agency on Aging, and Kemper House representatives. Their members are standing by, too, on our call 4 lines, 614-821-4444. And still to come, a couple who have lived together for 50 years, and now they are learning to live together with Alzheimer's. When one person in your family gets Alzheimer's, the entire family lives with Alzheimer's. Everything changes, especially when it's no longer safe to leave them alone. Jobs, social life, home life, all begin to revolve around Alzheimer's, and a loving spouse becomes an unplanned caretaker.
Glory, glory, hallelujah.
It's a day out for Dallas and Leslie Mangus, thanks to the Delaware County chapter of the Alzheimer's Association. A day for Dallas to socialize and Leslie to get some support.
We stand and repeat our wedding vows, and we get to that part in sickness and in health, and we think, yeah, I'll take care of you. We'll be fine. But now it's here. And I was still surprised. Even as a nurse, I was surprised.
Surprised and sometimes exhausted.
I have a 126-hour work week. Some people say they work 40, 50 hours, but caregivers are on. They must be on from the time they get out of bed until the time they go back to bed.
They've been happily married for 42 years.
We were 36 and 18 when we met. And I had a boyfriend, and I walked into a party and saw Dallas, and that was the end of the boyfriend.
Contrary to popular opinion or belief, age makes no difference unless you want it to, believe me.
They built a life together, had 2 sons, 2 careers, retired to an oceanside house in Virginia. And then it started.
Getting lost in the car. Dallas went out to vote, and it was a straight shot, point A to point B, to go voting. And he came back home and he said, I've been driving around for an hour, a couple of hours. And I thought, wonder why. So where'd you go? And he said, I don't know. I've been all over the place.
His short-term memory disappeared.
Couldn't remember something for 15 minutes, and then just the repetition in the car. So where are we going? So where are we going? So where are we going? And I've learned to answer most of the time with just answering the question as though it was asked for the first time.
Do you realize that your memory is different than it used to be? Is it something that you're aware of?
I have to differ about this memory situation because I recall vividly when I was in the Army in 1948, August 4th, 48.
Like many people living with Alzheimer's, Dallas has excellent long-term memory.
I was in the 187 Regimental Combat Team. That's General Westmoreland's outfit. Later on, he commanded the unit, he did, and he was a colonel at that time.
Purple Heart twice.
You got a Purple Heart twice?
In the Korean War, that's correct. I was a paratrooper, and I'm proud of that.
He has much to be proud of. After the military, he started the first school inside a prison in Ohio at the Mansfield Reformatory.
Well, the thing that was most apparent to me that needed to be done was, here comes guys who are dropouts out of the public schools. They come to prison, of all places. So we had to invent or make a school program where the schools in the state would not send these guys. They came on their own volition because of a crime, and we would get them to graduate.
And you had assemblies, which you had to have because you're an accredited high school, inside the walls. There were 700 inmates who would come to the assembly at a time.
They would. They're all volunteers.
And they were noisy.
None of them made them go.
But when DJ walked into the room, you could drop a pin because he was so highly respected.
Still respected and loved, but...
Yeah, sometimes I get impatient. But I don't say this anymore. I don't say, don't you remember I just told you that 5 minutes ago? I think that's one of the cruelest things to do to someone with a brain disease like this.
The diagnosis was overwhelming, and Leslie soon followed her son's advice to move from Virginia back home to Ohio.
I thought, well, I'm a nurse, I can do this, I have to do this, I will do this, and I don't need anybody else's help. But that's a lie, because I do need help.
A helping hand and a listening heart. She has joined support groups for caregivers. Dallas takes art classes and socializes through programs like this. After a lifetime together, they are learning to live with Alzheimer's.
Being part of society, belonging somewhere, is so important to all of us. It's like food and shelter. A sense of belonging is really, really important.
We hope you got the answers your family needs if you are on the journey through Alzheimer's. Thank you for being with us tonight. Have a good night.
I'm going, there's just no way to turn back. Memories of families, the details fading by, the ending of some stories, unremembered if I try. So let's have a goodbye party. A goodbye party. I can say goodbye to everyone I know. I say sometimes deep in the quiet part of night, a single ray of clarity shines just right, and I remember, I remember, I remember, I remember, holding hands and wishing on the stars. Some nights I don't have to wonder who you are, 'cause I remember, I remember, I remember, I remember. A final time together. From my point of view, you'll soon remember more of me than I will of you. Let's have a goodbye party. A goodbye party. I'll have some fun with everyone I know. Let's have a goodbye party. A goodbye party. I'll tell everyone I love them before I go.